If you're looking to travel the world, then you'll have no problem finding beautiful places to visit. Out of all the places to go, however, there are some that stand out from the others. Here are the top 15 most stunning and beautiful places on Earth. Number 15. Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. While the African continent may best be known for its vast deserts and beautiful savannas, Victoria Falls certainly gives both of these terrains a run for their money. Straddled between the borders of Zambia and Zimbabwe, it goes by the local name of Mosi Oatunya, which translates to the smoke that thunders, and it's not hard to see why. After all, it's essentially a 1,700-meter long and 108-meter high sheet of falling water. And as a result, it often creates its own rainbow during the day and moonbows at night. It's also one of the 7 wonders of the natural world, and as such, it's become a popular tourist destination despite its remote location. Yet we recommend visiting sooner rather than later, as the increased development and lack of waste facilities have become an increasing threat to the fall's beauty in recent years. Number 14. The Pulpit Rock, Norway. As far as views go, few are quite as beautiful or as dangerous as the one from Pulpit Rock in Norway. That's because the rock, which is located in the south of the country, is essentially a steep cliff that features an incredible 600-meter drop into the waters below. However, what makes it truly impressive is that despite its precarious position, the Norwegian government refuses to install any fencing around it, due largely to the fact that very few deaths or accidents have been recorded on the site. As such, the views from Pulpit Rock are absolutely stunning. However, if you'd like to experience them for yourself, be warned that you'll have to undertake a 7-kilometer-long hike in order to get there. However, many a tourist will tell you that despite the trek, it certainly is worth it. Number 13. Mount Kilimanjaro. As far as mountains go, few are quite as imposing as Mount Kilimanjaro. That's because this peak, which stands about 4,900 meters above the African savanna, is the largest freestanding mountain in the world. Now, it's located on the border of Kenya and Tanzania, and despite being classified as a mountain, it has the added distinction of being a dormant volcano, with its last eruption being between 150 and 200,000 years ago. As a result, it's perfectly safe to climb, and definitely worth it too, as its views are some of the most impressive in all of Africa. However, if you decide to do so, be warned that it often takes at least 5 days to climb to the top, with the average success rate only being about 65% due to the difficulty many have in acclimatizing to the high altitudes and traversing the mountain's steep slopes and lush jungles. Yet if you're fit enough to complete the climb, then the experience is nothing short of exhilarating. Number 12. The Amalfi Coast, Italy. While the cities of Rome, Florence, Venice, and Milan certainly get the most attention from tourists, the Amalfi Coast has also become a hotbed for tourism in recent years. That's because this stretch of coastline, which is considered to be a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is one of the most scenic in the world. Now, the Amalfi Coast essentially consists of a number of picturesque villages scattered across a series of cliffs, with all of them being connected by the infamously narrow Amalfi Coast Road. These villages offer stunning views of the sea, and oftentimes it's said that the best way to experience the views is to simply find a picturesque beach and soak everything in. To top this off, the island of Capri is also nearby, with it perhaps being the most famous for the Blue Grotto, which is a beautiful sea cave found on the northwest tip of the island. Therefore, it goes without saying that the Amalfi Coast is the place to be if you're in Italy. Number 11. Zhangyi Dansha Geopark, China. While northern China may not be the most popular tourist destination out there, it's in fact home to one of the most beautiful geographic areas in the world, known as the Zhangyi Dansha Geopark. It's known for the odd colors, patterns, and sizes of its rocks, with them appearing as they do thanks to the deposits of sandstone and other minerals in the area being shaped by wind and rain over a period of 24 million years. As a result, the vibrant colors on display have given it the nickname of the Rainbow Mountains, and due to the odd terrain, the whole geopark almost looks like it belongs on another planet. Therefore, most tourists agree that a hike through the 510 square kilometer area is an absolutely unforgettable experience. Number 10. Santorini, Greece. Out of all the Greek islands, few are quite as popular among tourists as Santorini. That's because despite it having a population of just 15,000 people and being located about 200 kilometers southeast of the Greek mainland, it has become a favored destination for cruise ships in recent years due to its immense physical and natural beauty. In particular, the town of Oia, which is found on a rocky vantage point on the island, is easily one of the most beautiful in the world. Featuring whitewashed brick houses with blue domed roofs, the architecture is about as picturesque as it gets, with this being further amplified by the deep blue waters, an active volcano found in the Santorini caldera. This beauty can also be seen across the rest of the island, and it's home to a number of unique beaches where solidified lava from the nearby volcano has caused the sand to become a variety of colors, with these different beaches including the red beach, the black beach, and the white beach. As such, if you're hoping to take a trip to the Greek islands, Santorini simply cannot be missed. Number 9. Banff National Park, Canada. Put simply, Canada is easily one of the most underrated countries in the world in terms of natural beauty. However, even by Canadian standards, Banff National Parks truly is exceptional. Located about 150 kilometers west of the city of Calgary in Alberta's Rocky Mountains, this national park is the oldest in Canada and encompasses a space of about 6,600 square kilometers. Due to its relative northern location, it's considered to have a subarctic climate, and as such, the park is known for its mountainous terrain, dense coniferous forests, expansive glaciers and ice fields, and beautiful alpine landscapes. In particular, Lake Louise is probably the most popular destination, as its turquoise blue water makes it an ideal place to paddle on a canoe or go for a swim. The area is also known to be a great place for hiking, and it's also filled with numerous trails that go across 3 different ecoregions. If you're tired of traversing the trails, you can even visit the various hot springs and caves located throughout the park, which are easily some of the most fascinating in Canada. However, it's Banff's mountains that gets the most attention, as their high and snowy slopes are not only world-class in caliber, but are often snowy from November until May. As such, Banff National Park truly is a dream destination for any outdoorsman. We are constantly adding more people to the Top 5's production team to bring you all the best content. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on and hit the like button. Number 8. Bagan, Myanmar. While Myanmar may not be the first country to come to mind when it comes to top tourist destinations, Bagan is beautiful enough to flip this narrative. Located in the Mandalay region of Myanmar, this UNESCO World Heritage Site was founded all the way back in the 2nd century BC, and ultimately rose to great heights when it became the capital of the pagan kingdom between the 9th and 13th centuries. And while very few people live there anymore, at its height over 4,000 Buddhist temples, pagodas, and monasteries were constructed in the city, with the remains of more than 2,000 of them still being visible today. Put simply, this is nothing short of miraculous. And thanks to Bagan's location in a seismically active zone, the area records an average of at least one sizable earthquake every single year. Now, as a result of the incredible amount of temples located there, Bagan is considered to be a pilgrimage site for many Buddhists, with visitors coming in droves during the Ananda festival in order to patronize the famous Ananda temple. Therefore, Myanmar hopes that Bagan will be able to jumpstart the nascent tourism industry in the coming years. Number 7. The Maldives. While the Maldives may be pretty forgettable on the international level, its natural beauty is anything but. That's because the Maldives are a tiny nation of 200 inhabited islands located southwest of India in the Indian Ocean, with the entirety of the country having a population of less than 400,000. Yet despite its tiny size, the Maldives are known to be a paradise on Earth, as its relative seclusion has left its beautiful beaches and amazing forests nearly untouched by humans. In particular, its beaches and resorts are some of the best in the world, with the island chain also being an extremely popular place for divers due to the quality of its coral reefs. However, if you'd like to visit, time and money aren't exactly on your side. That's because thanks to rising sea levels, the islands are in grave danger of disappearing underwater, and thus may need to be evacuated in the near future. To make matters worse, the Maldives are also a very pricey place to get to, as the flights and hotels there are notorious for being extremely expensive. As such, we suggest they're going ASAP if you like to enjoy the Maldives before they're gone. Number 6. Cape Town, South Africa. While Cape Town may have a bit of a reputation for being crime-ridden and low on fresh water, it makes its way onto this list thanks to the fact that its surrounding natural beauty is absolutely incredible. This is primarily because the coastal city is enclosed by Table Mountain, Devil's Peak, and Lion's Head on each side, giving it a stunning mountainous backdrop. However, that's not to say that the city doesn't have a number of stunning sites within the city limits. Most notably, Cape Town is home to Kirstenbosch National Botanical Garden, which sits on the foot of Table Mountain and has over 7,000 species on display, with the majority of them being indigenous to the region. Deeper into the city itself, there's the Cape Town City Hall, which has a design inspired by the Italian Neo-Renaissance and British colonial architecture style and is a 60-meter-high bell tower modeled after Big Ben. Yet to top this off, Cape Town easily has some of South Africa's best beaches, with the area's Clifton Beach and Camps Bay Beach being considered to be world-class. As a result, we suggest giving this hidden gem a look at some point in your travels. Number 5. Venice, Italy. While Venice may have become overburdened with tourists in recent years, at its core, the city of Venice is still one of the most beautiful cities on Earth. Now, believe it or not, Venice was actually built on top of a large marsh, but over the years the inhabitants drained it and created wooden support structures in order to keep the city afloat. Due to them being completely underwater, they did not rot, and as such, the city developed so that it's now filled with canals that traverse the many homes and shops, some of which are over 1,000 years old. These canals are what give the city its shine, and tourists can travel through them with the help of large and sleek canoe-like boats, known as gondolas. In addition to these, there's also a number of magnificent historic sites. One of the most awe-inspiring is St. Mark's Basilica, which is filled with opulent designs and astounding amounts of gold. There's also the Campanile di San Marco, which is a large tower that gives astounding views across the entirety of the city. Best of all, if you decide to venture to the northeast corner of the city, then you can visit the islands of Murano and Burano, which both have attained worldwide fame for the beautiful glass sculptures handmade by skilled artisans. However, despite its great beauty, the city is facing an existential crisis. This is because the cruise ships that bring in tourist dollars are also destroying the city, as the waves they produce when they come in damage the city's foundations. To make matters worse, they also bring in massive amounts of people, with the result being that much of the beauty the city has to offer can, at certain times of the year, be somewhat tarnished. Yet considering the city recently elected to ban large cruise ships from entering the harbor in September of 2019, we hope this issue can be solved in the foreseeable future. Number 4. Iguazu Falls, Argentina. While there may be many amazing waterfalls out there, few come anywhere close to Iguazu Falls. Situated on the border between Brazil and Argentina, it is in fact a system of 275 individual waterfalls that expand across a width of 2.7 kilometers. This makes it not only the largest waterfall system in the world, but also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with the falls gaining this title all the way back in 1984. Now, about 20% of the falls are located in Brazil, and the vantage points from the Brazilian side are considered to be the most panoramic and beautiful. However, the trails and vantage points around the Argentinian side are a lot more close-up and personal, thus allowing you to get a more intimate experience. Yet regardless of what side you're looking at, chances are that most of the water you will see funnel through the Devil's Throat, which is an 80-meter tall and 150-meter wide waterfall that accounts for about half of the total water flow through the waterfall system. Now, if you decide to go, there are many activities that you can do in order to get as immersive of an experience as possible. Perhaps one of the most thrilling is a jet boat tour, which takes you extremely close to the falls and gets you very wet in the process. If you're an adrenaline junkie, you can also elect to rappel down the cliff face on the Brazilian side, which, while slightly scary, is regardless still a great experience. However, if you're the type that prefers to get less hands-on, you can also go for either a jungle trail tour or a helicopter tour, both of which are very educational and provide excellent views of the falls. As such, it goes without saying that Iguazu Falls has something for everyone. Number 3. Son Doong Cave, Vietnam. While caves may have a reputation for being dark, dank, and dingy, the Son Doong Cave completely turns this assumption on its head. Located in central Vietnam, it was formed between 2 to 5 million years ago, but first discovered by humans only 30 years ago. As a result, it's not only practically untouched, but actually turns out to be the world's largest natural cave. After all, at a height of about 200 meters, a width of about 150 meters, and a length of about 9 kilometers, this 1.6 million square meter cavern is absolutely massive. And while its size may be hard to picture, to put it into perspective, it could easily fit an entire New York City block inside, including skyscrapers, or have a Boeing 747 jet fly comfortably through without its wings being in any danger. As a result, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Son Doong is full of geological wonders. However, the most notable of these is the wall of 70 to 90 meter stalagmites found within the cave, with this calcite barrier being coined as the Great Wall of Vietnam due to its size. Yet what really lands this cave on this list is not just these features, but the real-life jungles found within the cavern's depths. See, the cave is also so large that it has its very own contained ecosystem, and due to millions of years of secluded evolution, it has its own endemic plants, monkeys, flying foxes, frogs, insects, and hares that are found nowhere else in the world. As a result, this cave is one of the most biologically unique places in all the world. However, if you'd like a tour, you better be willing to put up some serious cash. That's because excursions into the cave are extremely limited, as just 1,000 visitors are permitted each year. To top this off, the tour company Oxalis Adventures is currently the only tourism-related firm allowed to enter Sondong, giving them a complete monopoly. As a result, they charge about $3,000 just for one ticket. However, due to the cave being so beautiful, many visitors say that it's almost definitely worth it. Number 2. Machu Picchu, Peru. Out of all the old ruins in the Americas, few match Machu Picchu in terms of beauty and grandeur. Perched at a height of 2,400 meters in the mountains of southern Peru, it was originally built as an estate for the Incan emperor Pachacuti in about the year 1450, and remained untouched by those outside the local community until the American historian and explorer Hiram Bingham was shown it by a local guide in 1911. Now, the site itself consists of over 200 buildings, where over 750 people are said to have lived, with the entire area running much like a small town. However, it's the beauty of the mountaintop that truly places this site on this list, with some historians even speculating that it may have acted as a pilgrimage site back in the time of the Inca. Now, if you'd like to visit Machu Picchu, you'll have to choose between one of two routes. The easiest way to get to the ruins by far is to take the train, and there are 3 train companies that run journeys that take about 3.5 hours each way and offer beautiful landscapes throughout. However, if you're a little bit more adventurous, then you can opt to take the old Inca roads by completing the famous Inca Trail Trek. Spanning about 42 kilometers and lasting 4 days and 3 nights, this uphill climb is one of the most scenic in the world, as it takes you through lush cloud forests, alpine tundra, and steep mountain passes. As such, a trip to Machu Picchu really is one where the journey is just as good as the destination. Number 1. The Grand Canyon, United States. While the United States may be filled with beautiful sights and unique terrains, few places are quite as iconic or as beautiful as the Grand Canyon. Situated about 4 hours east of Las Vegas and 3.5 hours north of Phoenix, it expands across an area that's 466 kilometers long, 29 kilometers wide, and about 2 kilometers deep, and was originally carved out by the Colorado River about 5 to 6 million years ago. Now, besides its grandeur, the canyon is famous thanks to its array of colors, expansive forests, and of course its fast rapids. And as a result, it can be experienced in more ways than one. Perhaps the most common way that tourists see it is from above, via its glass skywalk platform. However, if you're a nature lover, you can get a more intimate experience by either hiking to the canyon floor or whitewater rafting through its belly. To top this off, if you have especially deep pockets, you can even opt to experience the canyon by plane, as there are numerous helicopter rides and skydiving experiences available. Yet regardless of which activities you choose to do, it should come as no surprise that it is a destination that is on many people's bucket list. Watch our nature playlist for more top 15 videos about beautiful nature. Sit back, relax, and binge watch all of our best nature videos.